Welcome to my presentation. My topic is EEG-based emotion recognition of musical excerpts by applying meditation baseline. So we know brain is an amazing electrochemical organ that can generate about a 10 watt of electrical power, and actually a brain receives information through our five senses, and it will assemble the messages and store the information in our memory that can control all functions of our body. And these are the different parts of the brain. And the brain is made up of cells called neurons or glia cells. So each neuron, two neurons communicate with each other through a gap called synapse. From synapse, the electrical signal will pass through the dendrite, then through axon, cell body and axon. Then it will reach to the other neuron. And the electrical activity of the brain can be displayed in the form of brain waves. So during each state of mind, there will be a particular brain wave which is dominant. So based on their frequency, they can be classified into different groups. That is gamma brainwave. When you are intensely focused on something, then gamma brainwave will be dominant. And when you are awake state, then beta will be dominant. That indicate your alert consciousness. And when your eyes closed and when you are in a calm state, then alpha will be dominant. That indicate a state of relaxed wakefulness. And when you are in your deep meditation or in your REM sleep, theta will be dominant. That indicate a reduced consciousness. And delta will be dominant in your dreamless sleep. That indicate that you lose your bodily awareness. And we can read the brainwave using a test called EEG. In this, some electrodes will be attached to your scalp, and each electrode will detect the electric field near to it, and that electric field get amplified and can be digitized and sent to a computer. So EEG have excellent time resolution, high sampling rate and low cost. And the electrode attached to your scalp can detect the raw EEG. It can measure or collect the raw EEG data, and by performing fast Fourier transform, it can split it into different brain waves. An EEG headset is a wearable device, and that can be actually used to measure your brainwave activity in everyday situations or outside of a laboratory. And in this experiment, we are using an EEG headset called NeuroSky Mindwave Mobile 2, and it have two electrodes. One is attached in the forehead, and the ground electrode that is attached to your ear clip. It actually measures the potential difference between these two electrodes, and it can measure attention level, meditation level, and it have automatic wireless pairing. To get the data in your mobile phone, you have to use the applications like EEG ID or NeuroSky And meditation is actually a set of methods for attentional engagement, and it has several benefits. So when you are in awake state, beta brainwave uh, is much higher amount, and when you start meditating, alpha and theta will get dominant. So you will have a transition from your so you will have a reduced consciousness. So meditation can be used as a tool to observe the transition between the different levels of consciousness, and to understand the effect of meditation that can be happen in your brain. To understand the benefits of meditation, you have to know the term neuroplasticity. It is actually the capacity of the brain to reorganize its nerve connections. So meditation can actually rewire your neural network. That means if you try to practice to be in a calm state, then you can strengthen that nerve connections. So research finds that this kind of meditation can physically change the brain structure. And emotions are actually a brain state as a reflex towards a particular event. and these emotions can be represented in a different dimensional model. And here we have a Russell emotion model here, and we have two dimensions that are valence and arousal. This valence actually represents the active to inactive state, and the valence arousal represents active to inactive, the feeling of active to inactive, and valence represents the feeling of pleasant to unpleasant. So actually arousal is the measure of is related with the beta activity, and valence is related with the alpha activity. And to recognize emotion, to detect the emotion, there are some procedures that we have to follow: participant selection, stimuli selection, signal acquisition, pre-processing, feature extraction, and emotion classification. So in the case of stimuli, we have to select a stimuli. Stimuli means something that can evoke emotion, like pictures, music, and videos can be used as stimulus. For signal acquisition, we have to use some EEG device, and the electrodes are attached to your scalp. So it actually measures the potential difference between any two electrodes. And this is a 10 to 20 international system for the placement of electrodes. So in the NeuroSky MindWave, here we have only one electrode that is attached in the FP1 position. And in the pre-processing step, we have to remove the external artifact present in the EEG data. And for feature extraction, in this step, we have to extract the specific features from the EEG signal. And we know EEG is a time domain. It is a series of data points in time domain. So to extract the time domain features, it is simple that we have to just calculate mean, variance, or standard deviation. And to extract the frequency domain feature, we have to do fast Fourier transform or discrete Fourier transform. And the final step of emotion recognition is emotion classification. For this step, there are many machine learning algorithms. And here we have three working chapters. Chapter 2 is for citation analysis. Chapter 3 is based on emotion recognition, and chapter 4 is a case study. In citation analysis, we have retrieved 1,326 research papers from Web of Science database. And here we have tried to review the present status of the emotion, EEG-based emotion recognition technology and its evolution. And here we have tried to explore the possibility of using a meditation baseline to improve the current emotion recognition technology. So as a first step, we have retrieved the documents with the keywords EEG, emotion recognition, and meditation from the Web of Science database. And we have classified this based on three key. In the first class, it is the documents related to emotion recognition, and in second class, meditation, and third class that combines both emotion recognition and meditation. And we have also obtained a citation network using VOS Viewer. So this represents a graph of total publication versus year for the three classes, and this represents the total citations per year versus year, and the total documents. And then the research related to emotion recognition is much higher in China, and the research related to meditation and EEG are mainly located in USA. And citation network has been generated using the OS Viewer, and these are the most cited papers uh, corresponding to each class, and we have analyzed the most cited papers, and uh, and the documents that combines both the emotion recognition and meditation are very less. And these are the three papers that have more citations. And by analyzing these documents, we got some results that are useful in our further studies. And we have found some papers that shows that there is an increase in the alpha and theta activity during meditation. And also emotion recognition using a single electrode is more reliable and it is more accurate than using a 32 or 64 electrode system. And EEG devices like Emotive and NeuroSky Mindwave can be used as a future emotion recognition devices. And there are some papers that says that meditation can cause some kind of coherence for all emotion in the post-meditation state. And also an increase in the attention level was found after meditation that will improve the emotional intelligence. So from these research, we have found some possibility for improving the current emotion recognition technology using a meditation baseline. So in the next chapter is emotion, EEG based emotion classification using a meditation baseline. We know EEG, using the EEG signals, we can we can understand the brainwave changes in brainwave during different emotions and during meditation. So as a first step, we have selected 5 students. And the first session was guided meditation session, and in second session they were allowed to watch 8 musical excerpts and EEG data recorded, and emotion self-assessment session. Uh, we know each music will produce different emotions in different subjects, so they were annotated their emotions, and in the next session emotions are recorded without having a previous meditation session. And then feature extraction was performed using FFT, and mean and standard deviation of valence and arousal were computed. And in a valence arousal graph, the emotions and meditation were plotted. And as a result, we got that after meditation, the arousal level has been increased and valence also increased. And after meditation, we have found a decrease in the gamma power band, an increase in the alpha, delta, and theta power band. So that indicate a state of relaxed wakefulness. And also we got that without having a meditation, the standard deviation of each emotion was high, and with the meditation session, the standard deviation was less. And we have also plotted a graph of arousal and valence. And in this, for all subjects, we have found this 1 and 2. This corresponds to the emotion happy. That is always comes above the baseline, and a baseline has been drawn through the meditation point. And the emotions 4 and 5 that corresponds to sad. It always comes below the baseline. So like this, if we are using a meditation baseline, we can classify the emotions in a more efficient way. And in the next chapter, here we have tried to check whether Om chanting can be used as a meditation technique. And we know there are different types of meditation, and in mantra meditation is also a type of meditation. In this, a word or phrase is repetitively recited aloud or silently, and the co-presence of high alpha and low beta power signifies a state of relaxed alertness. So here we are going to check whether the Om chanting can be used as an effective meditation technique. So 5 students were selected, and the surrounding was made dark and silent, and they were asked to chant Om 5 times. And the EEG data were recorded before, during, and after the Om chanting. An FFT was performed, and also for citation analysis, the documents were retrieved with the keywords EEG and mantra meditation. Then we have compared the results obtained from the citation analysis with our experimental results. So we have plotted the EEG raw data, and before Om chanting, and also the Fourier transform were computed during Om chanting and after Om chanting. So by analyzing, we have got that after Om chanting, the power corresponds to the beta low, is increased, and also alpha high is increased after Om chanting, and alpha low also increased. So these are the mid frequencies. We have found an increase in the mid frequencies and low frequency range, and also the arousal level also increased after the chanting. So from citation analysis, this paper says that the power of alpha has increased after the sound exercise, and this paper argues that the Om chanting can be used as an relaxation technique. And also this paper says that meditation methods result in different peaks in the lower and mid frequency EEG waves. So these results from citation analysis also matches with our experimental results. So we can say that Om chanting can be used as a meditation technique, and it can also used to create a meditation baseline in the emotion recognition system. And from these 3 chapters, we have some conclusions that after meditation, attention level will increase, and meditation can cause coherence for all emotions, and the divergence of emotion will be less. That means the standard deviation of each emotion will be less after meditation. And after meditation, attention level also increases, so subjects will be more sensory towards each emotions. And Om chanting can be used as a meditation technique and to create a meditation baseline in the emotion recognition systems. And by comparing all emotions with the baseline, we can classify all emotions with a higher success rate. As a future scope, we can use this emotion recognition technology to make gadgets for monitoring mental health, especially to treat patients like depression and anxiety, to have emotional awareness. And we know this technology can be used in the case of artificial intelligence to interact with people. Uh, the machine has to know, the machine has to understand the human emotions. So to have a meaningful interaction between human and computer, we can use this technology. And this recognition of emotion while listening to different musical excerpts will help to understand the user's personality, and that can be linked with online databases for YouTube and SoundCloud. And we plan to extend this study for more number of subjects and to classify more emotions with higher accuracy.